Welcome to the Podkey summary of Umbrella. Today's story is about how Umbrella went from a fast little demo in Atlanta to one of the defining pop singles of the 2000s. It's a song with a weirdly simple core, a giant hook, and a huge ripple effect. It remade Rihanna's career, crossed every genre line people tried to put around it, and somehow even picked up a rain-soaked mythology of its own. The origin story is almost absurdly quick. In January 2007 in Atlanta, the track started from a garage band hi-hat pattern, and the Dream reportedly knocked out the first verse in about 60 seconds. The demo was recorded within hours, which is one of those reminders that pop history sometimes begins with people moving very fast and trusting the instinct. And even then, it wasn't automatically Rihanna's. The song was first meant for Britney Spears, then it was considered for Tayo Cruz and Mary J. Blige, before Def Jam chairman L.A. Reid stepped in and got it to Rihanna after Blige's team didn't hear it in time. That tiny scheduling miss changed a lot of careers, or at least one very big one. Part of what makes Umbrella hit so hard is that it doesn't actually race. It sits at a relatively restrained 87 beats per minute with spacious heavy drums, synthesizers, a distorted bass line, and these rock-leaning textures that give the chorus room to bloom into something enormous. The arrangement leaves air in the right places, so when the hook lands, it feels bigger than the parts should logically allow. Then there's Jay-Z, who rewrote his verse without the writers knowing, and replaced an earlier version with weather and umbrella imagery that tied him much more directly into the song's central idea. People have never totally agreed on that verse. One retrospective dismissed it as uncommitted branding, while other critics saw the collaboration as a sign that Rihanna was moving into a different league artistically. If the song has one piece of architecture that really made it immortal, it's the Ella Ella hook. One critic said Rihanna took this kind of ungainly title and broke it into 11 hypnotic syllables, which is exactly right. It's repetitive in the best way, the kind that gets into your head before you fully decided how you feel about it. And apparently not everybody heard the same thing anyway, because one listener famously misheard it as My Beretta, which is a very different song and a slightly more alarming one. That hook helped the track travel far beyond its pop, hip-hop, and R&B base. People turned it into acoustic versions, punk versions, metal versions, rockabilly, country pop, reggae-adjacent takes, even vintage jazz-style arrangements. The Baseball's cover hit #1 in Finland, which feels like the kind of pop trivia that proves the song had escaped normal category rules. This is also where the story becomes larger than one hit single. Umbrella is widely credited with shifting Rihanna away from the more approachable image of her first two albums and into something edgier, sexier, and much more defined. John Seabrook made the point that in the singles-driven digital era, an artist may have only 3 or 4 minutes to establish an identity. That's basically what happened here. The hook was instantly recognizable, the mood was sharper, and suddenly Rihanna wasn't just successful, she was unmistakable. That's a different level of pop stardom. The commercial run was massive. Umbrella topped charts in 19 countries, sold more than 6.6 million copies worldwide, and spent 7 straight weeks at #1 on the US Billboard Hot 100. In the UK, it stayed at #1 for 10 weeks, which at the time was the longest such run of the 2000s. By August 2024, it had reached 4 times platinum in Britain for 2.4 million sales and streams. And it didn't stay locked in the 2007 memory bank either. After Rihanna's 2023 Super Bowl halftime performance, the song reappeared on the US Hot 100, which tells you it still has real cultural lift when the spotlight swings back around. The UK success came with one of those strange pop culture side stories that sounds made up but isn't. Its long chart reign happened during prolonged rain and flooding, which led to the joking idea of a Rihanna curse. Similar weather coincidences popped up in storm-hit New Zealand and Romania, and Rihanna herself acknowledged that the British weather probably helped keep the song at #1. Honestly, if your single is called Umbrella, the weather jokes were always going to write themselves. The video pushed the reinvention even further. Rihanna appeared covered in silver paint, while digitally composited liquid strands moved around her like mercury. It was striking, a little alien, very polished, and it helped establish her as a visual pop figure, not just a musical one. The video won 2 awards at the 2007 MTV Video Music Awards, which really underlined that this era had arrived all at once. One good test of a song's staying power is whether an artist keeps returning to it when the stakes are highest. Umbrella became a recurring concert finale across multiple Rihanna tours from 2008 through 2016, and it showed up again in her 2023 Super Bowl halftime set. Its influence also spilled into songwriting beyond covers. Tegan and Sara cited it as an inspiration for I Was a Fool, and over time the song kept gaining institutional pop respect too. Rolling Stone eventually ranked it among the 500 greatest songs of all time, placing it at number 332 in the 2021 revision. That feels right for a track that worked as radio smash, identity reset, visual statement, and long-term cultural reference point all at once. So that's Umbrella. A near miss, a career turn, a giant hook, and one of those songs that somehow still feels immediate, even after years of hearing it everywhere. Some hits age into nostalgia. This one still sounds like it knows exactly what it's doing. This episode was generated by Podkey. Create your own at podkey.fm.